Good afternoon, gentlemen. I want to thank you for sitting here and do my presentation. I know y'all have a lot to do and you're ready to go for it, but I appreciate it. Good afternoon, Persuasive. My name is Hankinson, and I am giving a persuasive speech on why the Buffalo Sabres are the best drafted team in hockey. Okay, coming out of the 2004-2005 lockout, the entire hockey season was missed due to a work stoppage, and coming out of the lockout, the NHL decided to enforce existing rules and modify existing rules in order to speed up the game and get rid of the trapping and the hooking and the interference. And what that did for the Sabres is they had a smaller team that was fast, shifty, had a lot of speed, but not a lot of size, not a lot of strength, couldn't really bang in the corners. Alright, so they were for the opportunity to get up and down the ice, score a lot of goals without a lot of interference. Alright, after the 6-7 season, with the salary kept the way it was, it impacted the Sabres. They had a whole lot of talent, but they didn't have a whole lot of cap room. So they ended up losing their star centers, Briere and Drury. They also lost a couple other key players that year, most notably Zubris and Greer. And they also lost J.P. Dumont due to an arbitration award that the Buffalo Sabres weren't able to pay. So because they had to walk away from arbitration, he was declared a free agent. Also last summer, we had Thomas Vanek. He was given an offer sheet by the Edmonton Oilers. Now the offer sheet was very much inflated. It was way overvalued for the player that he was. But with the Sabres losing as many players as they did already, they were really put in a position where they had no choice but to match it. So, next slide. Alright. One of the things that was done under the Larry Quinn regime is we had video scouting. Alright? Which led to our teams not being so good after the 4 or 5 seasons. Alright, the NHL went back to its old ways. They started not calling all the hooking and the interference, and what happened is the league went back to a more bigger physical team having success, and the shorter, smaller, quicker teams, because of the interference, they weren't able to zip in and out of players and get up and down the ice, and they were nullified. The team was nullified by size. Next slide. Okay, February 2nd, 2011. Greatest day in Sabres history to date. Alright, that's the day that Harrison blew about the Sabres. Alright, why was this important? One, the previous owner, he let the product on the ice. He moved down to Florida and he just got away from the team. He just came to Larry Quinn, said do his thing. Larry Quinn messed it all up. He cut all the departments, he cut the scouting department, he cut every resource he could, trying to save money for the bottom line because they were about to sell the team. Alright, but a couple things that the Brewer did is he immediately put money into the team. Most important thing he did is he purchased the Rochester Americans, which is a short drive down I-90. That's the Buffalo Sabres farm team, so when they had call-up, they were right down the road. It's only an hour drive getting back and forth, as opposed to the 4 or 5 hour flight to Portland, Maine, and the connecting flight in New York City or Boston or wherever they got connected. Alright, they also developed a Webster block in Buffalo, and what that is they're pumping money into a really poor economy, and they're building up that part of the city, putting in hotels, restaurants, shopping centers, ice rinks, malls, and they're really making it nice. Next slide. But more importantly, they increased the scouting department by over 600%. The more scouts you have, the more talent you can scout, the more talent you can scout, the more quality players you can find. Alright, they shifted their focus from the smaller, quicker players to the bigger players with size and still the same skill set, but just bigger. Next slide. Alright, Buffalo Sabres draft class, 2012. Their biggest need was the center. So they went out, they got Miguel Grigorenko, 4th pick overall. Okay? He's projected to be a top line center, possibly elite. Hopefully it pans out. They also got the 14th overall pick in a trade for Paul Gostow from Nashville. Still going here? Alright. Yep, still going. Alright, Paul Gostow traded to Nashville for the 14th overall pick. And, Buffalo used that pick against Dennis Jurgensen, another center, the position in need. Alright, he's a big body guy, he's real physical, he likes to bang, and he can chip in the occasional goal while shutting down the other team's top line. Next slide. Alright, 2004 draft grade. A, according to Kevin Goff from the Bleacher Report. A little blurb on what I just told you, but he also thinks that they're going to have a top goalie that was picked in the 6th round. I'm skeptical, so I didn't mention it. Next slide. Alright, this is from Stephen Adams from the Hockey Writers. He gives the Sabres 2013 grade an A+. That's a whole lot of red. Next slide. This breaks down what he says. Alright? And this is the key point right here. While most teams draft players to add to their cores, the Buffalo Sabres literally drafted a core. Coming out of the 13 draft with virtually half the future team. Simply put, one of the most complete drafts you have seen put together in a decade. Next slide. This is what that draft will look like in a few years when they mature. You got Hurley in the center, Kemper on the left, Bailey on the right, then you got Ristolainen and Zadorov anchoring a D. Next slide. Alright, Alan Muir, Sports Illustrated. This is his write-up. As you can see, his grade is an A+. Next slide. Grant Saunders, ESPN Insider, another A+. Next slide. Alright. That is why the Buffalo Sabres are the best drafting team in hockey, at least recently. So, gentlemen, thank you for sitting in here. Those of you on Clarksville, if you choose to watch this, I hope it don't bore you too much.